Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Friday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Brett Pritchard. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Obviously, we've been talking about it all week. Hugh Freeze being the new head football coach at Auburn University. What do you think about that? How's it going so far? Staff changes. A lot of them in the works. A lot of, still looking for an OC and a DC. I'm sure, I don't know. Maybe those have already been narrowed down and maybe they're on the precipice. We will see. But certainly I haven't heard any official notices about those so far. Carnell Williams going to stay. Looks like Zach Etheridge and Christian Robinson going to stay as well. Jeremy Garrett, the new defensive line coach. A little bit odd that you would hire a defensive line coach before you hire the defensive coordinator, but nonetheless, okay. So that leads me to believe that maybe the DC's already been contacted and likes that hire. And so anyway, so we'll talk about that a little bit. Auburn got a basketball game tonight. Colgate coming in to Neville Arena, maybe the best three-point shooting team. Bruce Pearl says Auburn will see all year long.
They make
10 a game.
10 a game.
So it's going to be a challenge.
Wish we could average 10 a game.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Here you talk about a collision of two different styles. Auburn, I think one of the best, or number one in the SEC in allowing or disallowing field goal percentage. I think they only allow like 23%.
Yeah, stopping.
Stopping. 23% from 3 points. So Auburn's defense will be tested mightily tonight by Colgate. So the Raiders, I believe they are. I don't know.
How about that? Not Oakland.
Yeah. But so we'll talk about that. Love to get your thoughts on everything going on. 254-6221. You can also always dial us up on the Sportz Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z, and comment away. We'll get to as many of those as we can throughout the show today. Super 7 going on in Jordan-Hare Stadium as well. I didn't check that score. How bad is Andalusia winning right now?
I think they're up 7-0.
Oh, really? That's close.
I think that's it.
Okay.
So
well, that's good. A lot of good games throughout the day today. We're going to kind of close it out with Mountain Brook and Saraland tonight there. But, Brad, it's the first time you've been on this week, right? So
that would be right.
What, impressions of Hugh Freeze so far? He's your new head coach.
Well, you guys have talked about it till you blue in the face. So what I got to add is not much, but it's what we thought ultimately was going to happen if Kiffin did not transpire. So and it did. So it was not a shock to anybody that he got the nod and the opportunity, and the pay range was about what we felt like it would be if Hugh Freeze got the job. It's a bargain for Auburn. If there's a university that needs a bargain right now, it's them, because they paid umpteen million to coaches to leave. And so he understood it. He knew that he wasn't going to be offered, a top, even though $6.5 million is nothing to scoff at, but he's not getting 9, 10, 11 million like you probably would have had to pay Lane Kiffin for whatever reason, because I guess his name just shows you get caught up in the hype and the build. But, he's trying to make amends for what happened 6 years ago and kind of on the path to recovery, I guess, if you're a football coach, in the image and mindset of the fans out there. So worked out good for both parties. Auburn got him a really good football coach. Now he's got to hit the ground running. All this other stuff will fade into the sunset if he stays clean and continues to do things the right way. Now, if he screws up and does something bad, it's going to look astronomically bad on Auburn. It's just the way it is. You take that chance, you roll the dice, but they did get a really good football coach, and I think the guy is remorseful. I do think at some point, again, the wins are going to be what determines his longevity, just like everything else.
That's the bottom line. Whether we all, like to admit it or not, it's been said. And I said this, the first thing somebody texted me and said, "What do you think?" I said, "Look," and they were talking about, Auburn could have gone out and got a less controversial hire, and I said, "Yeah, but look, the bottom line is if Hugh Freeze wins games at Auburn, if he wins enough games at Auburn, nobody's really going to say anything about it, and all will be forgiven.
Right.
If he doesn't win enough games at Auburn,
do you already just
Auburn
feel,
will be looking for a new coach.
Hey, look,
that's just the way it
this
works.
guy has hit the ground running. He's a guy that's motivated, a chip on his shoulder, and some people may say, "Well, why has he got a chip?" Well, he understands he put himself in this position, but there's a lot of people that have
don't want him to succeed.
That have pointed fingers and want to see him fail. So he's got extra motivation. Is as if he needed any. I think the guy's naturally built as a go-getter and a good coach and a good recruiter. But this is just fuel on the fire for him to prove all of those doubters wrong. So he's gonna hit the trail. He's in Montgomery today, seeing Quay Russaw and James Smith. I'm not sure Brian Harsin even knew who the heck they were. I know he went to the Stanhope Carver game and stood on the sideline. That happened to be the one Friday night that he actually went somewhere outside of an Auburn high school football game. And the only reason he did that was because Auburn played on a Thursday night that week in Montgomery against Robert E. Lee. So I'm sorry. Brian Harsin was pathetic. I wouldn't have paid him his buyout. He didn't do his job. I would have kept it tied up in the courts. And the bottom line is he didn't do his dadgum job. He was contracted to go and recruit and coach and try to do the right thing for this program. He didn't do it. And I think Auburn probably should have scoffed at paying him that buyout. That's just my personal opinion. It is ridiculous looking back now at what he didn't do. And the amount of effort, the lack of effort that he put into trying to build this program. He's a joke, man. He will forever be forgotten. He'll be the guy that came in and was the biggest mistake. Alan Green was a mistake. Stephen Leith was a bigger mistake than both of them. And you got to recover from that. And Auburn made some really bad decisions during those times. But Brian Harsin's a joke, dude. Period. End of discussion.
I don't think that's possible. And I know that it didn't. I don't. That didn't. I didn't understand.
Well, it's not possible.
No, I don't understand what you're trying to say, and I think you said it absolutely perfectly.
Okay.
He will always be forgotten.
Right. He'll always be forgotten.
That is. I mean, you can't. I mean, that is. I just. That's.
He'll be forever.
That will go down now. I think that is the greatest way.
Is that
to
the greatest quote ever?
He will always be forgotten.
That's right. Always.
And I think you couldn't say it better.
He will be the guy that when you do flash through that small amount of time in Auburn football history, you go, "Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
What a joke. How did y'all get that guy? Who was that?" That's kind of what we were saying when he was hired.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Well, I wanted to go back. We had a phone call yesterday, and James from Opelika. He's a long-time caller.
Is he disappointed that Scott Frost didn't get the job?
Yeah. Well, he was. I just want to say this, and because I came across this, and I couldn't help but think about it. He was so adamant about John Cohen doing his due diligence. That word, that phrase came up so often. Due diligence. Go out and get a pool of candidates, and not just focus on the Lane Kiffin and Hugh Freeze. Okay, so according to people that are known in the search, that have full knowledge of what the search is going on, John Cohen interviewed 18 coaches. 18 coaches.
Does that qualify as due diligence?
In person or online.
Does that qualify as due diligence?
And he went to the point of vetting 11 of those coaches. So they actually spent time going into the background and seriously looking at 11 coaches during this search. I don't know how much more diligence you can do than that. So
Was Scott Frost one of the 18?
I don't think so. So there's that, and this idea that was brought up about Auburn being a rogue program. They always have been. We all like to think that our program is a little bit better than it probably is, and it shines a little brighter than it actually does, and that's fine, and I think we all understand that. But I will say, to my knowledge, Auburn has not been on probation. The Auburn football program has not been on probation since 1992. That's the last time the Auburn football program is. Brett, that's been 30 years.
Yeah, I wasn't yesterday.
Although
92 feels like yesterday to me and you.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
No, that's right. Alabama's been on probation 3 times since then.
But we're rogue.
LSU. And, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Georgia. Everybody's been on probation, it seems like, except Auburn since that time. Now, you could say, well, they've had their, dust-ups here and there, and they have, but nothing's ever come. A lot of bullets have been fired at Auburn in those 30 years. And they have.
Who said that we're a rogue program?
That's what James was just saying. Look, everybody always.
I missed the call yesterday.
Yeah,
so.
but I'm just saying that's just for the record. I would like to put in for the record. Yes, Auburn has had a lot of major infractions, and they're on that list. But that was 30 plus 40 years ago. So let's bring it into the future, and let's kind of give due. Let's give due where it's granted. All right, we got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours. Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments until springtime at Glenn Smith in Opelika. How about a brand new Chevrolet Buick or GMC with no payments till springtime? New Chevy Equinox as low as $359 a month. New Buick Enclaves up to $4,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $5,000 off.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way at Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 45 more minutes in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. They got a little bit of everything there, and this is the holiday season. No better place to find that perfect gift for your loved one. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today.
Jason will be on with us at 12.
Jason Caldwell be on with us as normally on Fridays. That one in segment 4, so hang around about 12:40 when we get to that conversation. Should be interesting. Just talking about some of these comments. I'll try to get to some of those if we can. Ty says, good luck to B.B. Comer. Andalusia and Cherokee County tied at 7, so a very good game there.
Yeah.
Andalusia beating Montgomery Catholic. I mean, they were kind of rolling into this.
Cherokee County's got a good team.
Yeah, really. Ty says, I wonder if Freeze is in Jordan-Hare
He's in town. He's in town, but he's he's out and about.
He's got I bet he makes an appearance, but he is certainly
probably will be there tonight.
Quite a few. Ed says, Andy, I could have been a little low when I said that we needed 25 to 30 players in the transfer portal. It appears some on the current roster will not be invited back. Freeze said we are only keeping players that can help win football games.
Breath of fresh air?
It's about time.
What in the world have we been living in the last 2 years? Seriously.
Oh, it's –
Xavier Capers comes out.
And coming up here trying to be positive about it.
We deserve some type of an award. Hey, but Xavier Capers coming out of the portal. Landon King's already come out. I mean, we're going to get some of these top receivers back that said, look, man, I wasn't staying for that guy, but I'm all in on this.
Well, so one of the most bizarre that I've seen now, Keandre Jones enters the transfer portal and says he is entered the transfer portal as a graduate transfer, but Auburn is at the top of his list to transfer to. With the new coach, how do you transfer from one place to the same place?
To the same place. That's a good question.
I don't know. That's
just some kind of technicality that you have to declare or something.
Okay. John says, got the show going on my phone and the high school championships on the TV. All I need now is a burner phone.
We'll see if we can call you.
We'll see if we can, yeah. We'll see if we can work on that for you. Nathan says 100% agree. Harsin running the Auburn football program was a total circus and a clown show, and the clown running the show.
Clown, dude.
Was that Harsin's son, that quarterback Auburn High School the other night?
Harsin. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Didn't work out too well for Auburn Tigers, the baby Tigers. But Kyle says, Brett, are you and Randy going to call any Benjamin Russell basketball
We
games
are.
on the app like you do for football?
We are. Yes, we are. And we're going to have a schedule out soon. We'll let everybody know. Probably about 8 or 10 basketball games will be broadcast. So we appreciate it. Very good basketball team at Benjamin Russell with a legit shot of making a run at a state title this year in 6A. So looking forward to it. They've lost a couple of games to 7A powerhouses at Huntsville and Baker. They lost by 3 to Baker, 74-71. The Phylon kid for Baker is leading the country in scoring at 47 points a game.
Wow.
He scored 57 of their 74 against Benjamin Russell that night. So he's a real deal. He put 45 on up against somebody last night, and they won. I mean, he's unbelievable.
Matthew says, I don't like the transfer portal is becoming is turning into free agency, which I don't like at all.
Exactly what it is.
Oh, it's full blown free agent. That's exactly.
Oh, we
what
can't contact anybody till they declare. Really? I mean, come on.
What's Benjamin Russell's record right now?
Man, I'd have to go back and look. I think it's maybe 8-2 or something like that.
Okay.
Big win over Auburn last week. Big win over Dayville, who's really talented, very good basketball team themselves. Got a legit shot in 3A. The Dayville Tigers do. So I mean, just some good quality wins. Beat Opelika last night by 10 or 11. It's gonna be a good year.
Greg Sankey, comes out and says, "Look, we're moving on." He and Hugh Freeze have had conversations. Have spoken here recently in the last few days. He welcomed him back to the SEC, and I think basically in his statement, if you read that, essentially he's saying, "Look, this is not the first time we've spoken. We've been in contact over the years since he left Ole Miss." And he said, "Look, we're all moving on."
I read into Hugh Freeze's comments at the press conference when the guy said, "What was your reaction, back when, you couldn't, Commissioner Sankey said you weren't going to be allowed to coach in the league." And he's like, hold on a minute. He's like, "I never was told that." Then Hugh Freeze went into, now he and I had some pretty in-depth discussions about what he thought was best for the conference and what he thought was best for me. So maybe he didn't blatantly tell him he couldn't work in the conference, but maybe he said, maybe you need to step away for a little while and then come back. I'm not saying – that's kind of how I read it.
Yeah.
It was not – no, he did not come out and blatantly tell me I couldn't work in this league anymore, but kind of a roundabout way, he was like, you probably don't need to work in this league for a little while and then come back. And that's how it's worked out. That's how it's played out. He made mention that he was going to be an offensive coordinator or was offered an offensive coordinator position in this in this league, and that was Alabama.
And chose to go to Liberty.
So there was never a restriction put on Hugh Freeze by Greg Sankey. I mean, so
that's just another. That's why you don't believe everything you read.
Well, it became
things that are reported by sources become fact.
Did you know Paul Bunyan was a real guy?
Yeah.
I just thought I'd throw that out. I mean, that's how stuff gets started.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. And we all fall into the trap and go, okay, well, if everybody's reporting that, obviously it's true.
Yeah. Staff changes. I got a question. I heard some names for different positions.
Right.
Got one I want to pose to you.
Okay.
I'm a little.
I know which one.
All right. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done. day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 30 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We're brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. They are saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248, located right here in Alexander City, but they service the entire state of Alabama. Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Let's go to the phone line.
Dane, go ahead, brother.
Hello, gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
Man, we're great. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. I had a kind of a question, comment, but and I know this is not new, but what in the heck is up with this clown Joseph Goodman at AL.com and all the hate and just downright vitriol that he's spewing toward all things Auburn? If you read some of these things, I've just never seen anything quite like it for somebody that holds himself out as a journalist. These are nothing more than just hit pieces, in my opinion.
Is there such thing as a journalist anymore?
Are y'all aware of this guy?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's his, he's like a lot of those guys that that's how they get attention. That's how they draw eyeballs to their stuff. And so he plays that role, and he does a great job at it.
Well, I think if somehow I could get the word out, everybody that wears orange and blue just never click on his articles and just stay away from it. Maybe that would get his employer's attention. I don't know, but I don't know. It's just gotten to the point now where it's just sickening.
A lot of times the employer likes that. I mean, it's kind of the Howard Stern effect. Back in the day when were trying to run him out of the radio station in New York. The people that hated him watched him and listened to him more than the people that liked him. And I think that's kind of what they're banking on, is that he's drawing so many eyeballs. Even the ones that hate him, they get drawn in because they want to see what he's saying.
I guess so. Like back in the day, I got where I just tuned out Paul Feinbaum back when he used to beat on Auburn so bad. I tuned him out. I think I'm going to try to do the same thing with Goodman, and maybe other people will do the same. But anyway, I was just going to ask you what you thought was.
We appreciate it, Dane. Thank you, brother.
Have a good weekend.
Hey, you too. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I've been. You see one of these come across about once a month now. I mean, he's going to take the absolute negative.
He's doing it absolutely, on purpose, man. I mean,
and look, to be perfectly honest, I mean, AL.com. That's what
they want. I mean, I'm just saying that he is doing what they want him to do, and that's create controversy and get responses and get a rise out of Auburn people. And you just got to go, look, I'm not going to take anything of what he says to merit and move on. And so, on the flip side of that, he's a guy that has decided that he's going to take that angle no matter who's the coach. And I guess, for lack of better terms, keeping things even keel. You got a lot of pro-Auburn. I guess he's the one anti. And then the same goes for other schools and all. But he's made it very apparent that he's going to take the negative slant on pretty much any story. So.
Yeah, like I say, and clearly, it's going to be that he has proven that he can't give Auburn a neutral.
He can't.
He can't be neutral about it.
No.
So he may think he can, but it doesn't appear though.
Let's go back to the phones. Caller, go ahead.
Hello, Andy and Brett. How are you guys doing?
Hey, Jerry.
Good. I've got a couple of comments, guys. I'm going to say this about Brian Harsin and all. I know I was like plenty of Auburn people when he was even hired, kind of raised eyebrows, but we'll get behind him. He's an Auburn guy. But I just remember last year before the Auburn and Georgia game, about 30 minutes before, Andy will give a little interview with the coach, and it was, of course, Andy and Brian Harsin, and Andy was pretty fired up, heck, as Georgia, and talking about how fired up it was and the crowd was, and Harsin goes on to try to explain to Andy about how we need to get away from that, and it needs to be where we just, we learn to do our assignments each play at a time. But y'all know as well as I do, you better be ready every Saturday. But there are certain Saturdays that they mean more, and you better put on 2 chin straps and get a mean on to go out there and play. If you don't, you're gonna get run off the field. So that was a big red flag there. But irregardless of that, as far as this stuff about Goodman and some of these people taking their shots, it's just been my observation down through the years that plenty of times Auburn has had good success when we've been kind of put into a corner and people taking their shots at them and everything. So I think that with this new regime and everything, this has a chance of turning out similar. That I'm cautiously optimistic about the future, but I'm excited about it too, guys. And thank you for taking my call. And big War Eagle.
War Eagle. Cautiously optimistic. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I think that's what we
man,
all are.
Let me send a little PSA out there to Auburn people. Who cares about? I mean, just forget it. I mean, that guy. If you want to just read his stuff to see what kind of crap he's blowing, but so be it. Don't let it get under your skin.
Oh, absolutely not. And I mean, I hope everybody's, Auburn doesn't need, at this point, I don't know why Auburn would need any outside motivation. If you can't look within yourself and say, okay, we're 6 and 7 last year. I don't have to have 5 and 7 this year. We got to get better.
Yeah, I don't have to have a pencil head to make me motivated.
No.
I mean, if you're needing Joseph Goodman to motivate you to do your job, then you're in the wrong business anyway.
Absolutely. We were talking about staff changes. Auburn still, at least it hasn't been announced yet who will fill those roles. There have been some names that have been thrown out there. One of the names I was going to bring up to you was, Barry Odom at Arkansas as defensive coordinator. I mean, you could make. I mean, I get it. I mean, I'm sure there are. When he was at Memphis years ago, I thought, man, this guy was a really good defensive coordinator. And I think maybe we even looked at him maybe for an opening years ago. And then he got the head job at Missouri.
Right.
Or I think he got the DC job at Missouri, and then he got the head job. And Arkansas's defense has not been very impressive to me the last couple of years. Now you can say, well, maybe he's not working with a high, he's working with what he's got, and he's a very good.
If you look at Arkansas's roster, their players aren't. I mean, they don't have a lot of high rated players. I mean,
they don't.
Not saying that's everything there is to being good in football. It's not. Obviously, 4- and 5-star guys can underachieve, but on a week in and week out basis, Arkansas's roster is going to be weaker than the rosters that he's probably going against. So I don't know how much that plays into it, I don't know how much that affects it, but it does it is a factor. So I'm not trying to give him some
offensive coordinator a name that had been thrown out.
Yeah, and I think it was probably just fodder and all. But I don't think Bill O'Brien will be at Alabama next year.
No.
And somebody had mentioned him. Look, please don't.
If Bill O'Brien is the OC and Barry Odom's the DC, I'm not going to be real thrilled. Let's just say that.
Will the shine be off of him for retired?
I'll be questioning, wait, what?
Scott Frost is looking for a job.
What direction?
You be out with him?
Tom Herman got a job. You going to Florida Atlantic.
Right.
There's one down. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz. Jason Caldwell from inside the Auburn Tigers right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule, so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River Region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, Brubaker, Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Tails are wagging and pets are
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 20 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Going to go right to the phone line and welcome in our good friend Jason Caldwell from inside the Auburn Tigers. Jason, Auburn has a new head football coach. It is Hugh Freeze. Just your initial thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's it's a hire that is a proven hire. People will point to one loss record, and one loss record is pretty fair to point to if all things are being equal, especially when he was at Ole Miss. That wasn't the program, even that it is today. So I think you look at what he's done at Ole Miss and Liberty, things he's done on the field, the quarterback development. I think it's a really good hire. I've talked to, probably 24 high school football coaches here today. The last couple of days here in Auburn at the Super 7, and it's been pretty much unanimous. They thought he's going to do a really good job. People that had met him during the recruiting process that they really liked him. They thought staff would work well with him. So those things that are really important. And we've already seen last night he was on the road, not on the road, but meeting high school coaches here. They had to get together, and he was able to talk to high school coaches, do those things, which is already a step above the 2 years that were previous. And so I think they've been on the road today visiting recruits, scheduled to be here tonight for at least part of the 6A game. I think go to basketball too. So busy first day on the road for Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, I think Hugh Freeze mentioned in the roster evaluation that there'll be some that won't be invited back, and he's only going to keep players that can help Auburn win football games. We just talked about this, Jason, Andy, and I did, and what a breath of fresh air. I kind of went on a little rampage about Brian Harsin in the first segment of our show, and it really just did not do his job when it came to the everyday ins and outs of what he was hired to do. And really, I know you got legal stuff and the buyout and all that kind of stuff, but you're right. One conversation probably this week by Hugh Freeze with a high school coach was more than Brian Harsin did. It was just a bad situation how much Auburn's program was set back for a year and a half, and now Hugh Freeze hitting the ground running. It's just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I think it's been good so far. I think it'll continue to get better. Cadillac Williams did a great job of bridging that gap and starting to rebuild some of those things in a short time. And so I think, obviously Hugh Freeze, people say, well, he admitted, hey, I watched the end of this season. Obviously, I think he had an idea, hey, that might be a place I might like to go. His daughter lives here. And so obviously he's familiar with Auburn from Gus Malzahn being here. So he watched some of those games down the stretch. And I think he saw the job Cadillac Williams did and said, look, if that's me, I want that guy on my staff. And that was one of the things he said when he walked in the door. And I think it was a smart move. And obviously you look at kind of, I equate it now to having two guys that you can put on the road as almost closers. You can almost have two in-home visits with Cadillac doing kind of some of those things as an associate head coach because of his popularity, the things he's done. I think it's a really good position for Auburn to be in right now as you kind of start the next era.
Jason, how close are we to naming an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator, do you think?
Yeah, I think that it could be. I don't know that it'll be anything before this weekend. I may have one official visit this weekend, so not one of those weekends that's massive in terms of guys on campus. So I think it'll be early next week at sometime there. It could be a little bit sooner than that. I think Hugh Freeze had a good idea. Trying to do all the things you try to do. Now you're on the road to try to get those things done and finalize something with a player or two, with a coach or two, then, it takes a little time now. So I think you have a little bit of those opportunities now over the weekend to finalize some things, get on the phone, and do what you need to do. So I would expect something maybe early next week as he starts to kind of flesh out the staff.
Jason, a couple more minutes real quick. I know he's got priorities, very short time frame. First signing period's coming up. I saw where he visited Rusall and Smith, or the facility where they work out. Just in your opinion, can he make enough noise to flip some of these guys, or maybe garner the commitment of some that aren't committed yet?
Yeah, I think we'll see in the next couple of weeks how that plays out. I think it's going to be a big deal seeing how that works. Yeah, they visited the Madhouse training facility today. Hugh Freeze still has his in-home visit. He didn't see them in person today. He'll still save that in-home visit for a little later as he gets to know them more, which I think is the right move. But going to see, I think Jeremiah Cobb today, J.C. Hart, Braden Joyner, a few of those guys have been committed for a while here in the local area as they, those guys that are early guys that'll be signing here in just a couple of weeks. So I think you kind of hit those areas and then do more of that next week as you kind of start to get throughout the state and then into Georgia as well.
Jason, Auburn got a basketball game tonight, Auburn and Colgate. Can you kind of set that up for us a little bit?
Yeah, Colgate's the team I can shoot to three, really good in transition. And, we'll see if they try to control tempo. That's the thing that, if you get out and try to run with this Auburn team, that's where they're at their best. And we'll see if they try to slow it down and take their kind of those moments to run a little bit here or there. But, for Auburn, how much does Chance Westry continue to knock the rust off? I think he's one of the keys for this team. And, Wendell Green Jr. has been playing really well. Can those guys do it? And then I think the health of Janai Broome. We haven't seen him be anything close to 100% yet. As he gets healthier, he's going to have more lift and finish around the basket, which will help the team as well.
Jason Caldwell from inside the Auburn Tigers. Thank you so much, Jason. Enjoy the Super 7.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after these messages.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Hey guys, this is Nate Pass with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Friday afternoon. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today and being with us throughout this week. We always appreciate your feedback. Always appreciate your comments. Thank you for the phone calls. Thank you for the comments. We're brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate for all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast. Give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or you can look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com.
You know, Wes said he listened to a show yesterday and interviewed the head coach from Hoover, and he said the best recruiter or the top recruiter they've had on their campus was Barry Odom. So,
okay. I mean, I've heard people say, you know, he is one of the best as far as scheme is concerned because he has to, because he's never had – like the greatest players. So he's had to out-scheme other players, and he may be. So, you know, I fully admit that I remember we were on the air when the news broke that we were going to hire Kevin Steele.
Right.
And I spent the next hour, I think, lambasting him and telling how stupid Auburn was and how stupid we were to hire him.
Wasn't the over-the-top hire.
But he turned out to be the best defensive coordinator we've hired in a while.
True.
So, but we hadn't hired anybody yet, but that's just a name that I thought was.
In case you're listening, Coach Freeze.
Yeah, just in case. Auburn got a volleyball game tonight. We don't talk much about volleyball, but this is the first time Auburn's been in the NCAA tournament, only second time in the program's history. So they will actually take on Creighton tonight, 6:30. This will be on ESPN Plus if you have that streaming network. This is I think Creighton is the 4 seed. So we'll see what Auburn's a very, very freshman oriented
This
team.
team's got a bright future.
Very bright.
I mean, it's the first time I can remember when you and I were in school down there, volleyball program was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
And it has been for a
has
long
been
time.
very bad.
But, you know, I've noticed overall an effort in the athletic department to enhance all of the athletic programs, girls and boys. You know, let's just be honest about it. So a lot of those sports were just afterthoughts, and hey, we're going to compete because we got to, and we got to field a team. But I mean, dadgummit, if you're going to do that, then why not try to be good at it?
Absolutely.
You know, so
softball was like that for a long time.
Softball like that now. It's so fun every year to know that you're putting a competitive team on the field and going to compete. And
it's like anything else. You hire the right coach.
Right. You know, swimming. I mean, we had a great coach for a long time, and we dominated. And when David Morris left, it kind of went downhill. I mean, it's all about leadership in anything you do in life, as far as business world, education, sports, whatever. It's all about the person at the top. And look, there's no recipe or there's no secret for why the top coaches in the NFL seem to always be the top coaches in the NFL. You know, the NFL is a good example of recycling the same guys. Yeah. And this guy over here fails, you know, somebody hires him like, man, why don't you go find somebody else? He's been at the last two places, he ain't been any good. What makes you think he's going to be good here? Those, if you're a good coach, it just kind of resonates, and you keep moving, and you see it in college, you see it in other areas too. So.
Yeah. Kind of a bit of an anniversary today. Okay. December the 2nd, 1989.
First time ever.
Iron Bowl. First time in Jordan-Hare. You were there. I was there.
I mean,
I don't even know. I don't think there's ever been a game quite like it.
The haze in the stadium from the paper shakers.
The old paper shakers,
you just blow your nose. It was orange and blue, right?
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
they wrote a rap song in our house. I mean,
you know, that was back in the day. Not just that game, but the buses for the opposing team. Both teams would be on the same side, and you know, Alabama happened to come through at a bad time when all the people were and the buses were getting rocked back and forth. I mean, not just a little rocking. They were getting pushed like over here, and then he'd come back over here. And, you know, some of the players and coaches on the bus said, look, man, we were a little worried, dude. We were a little worried. This thing's about to go over. And if one had flipped over, it would have been the people on the bus would have come out in a better spot. People on the wrong side were going to be the ones. But I was there at the Tennessee game in 1990, that tie game.
Yeah.
The Tennessee buses were getting pushed back and forth. It's just crazy. It was a different time.
It was a different time. Yeah,
so, but that was a monumental, groundbreaking
it's never
day.
been the same.
No, it has.
It's never been the same. And right and good. In a good way, it's never been the same. A lot of conference championship games. Utah, USC. If USC doesn't win this, they're out of the playoff. And they've already lost to Utah one time. Utah went for 2 and got it. It was a great game, phenomenal game in Utah. This is a neutral field. Can they?
Yeah, they can.
They can, and they will.
And they will.
Okay.
With Caleb.
How about Coastal Carolina at Troy? Troy trying to win a
I'm going to tell you something, man. Troy 10-2. Look at them. And one of those losses at the very end to Army.
Yeah.
I mean, Army – boy, they kick that field goal.
Like 10-9?
10-9, I think. So, Troy with an outstanding – and who was that one? Who did they lost to a really good team or program early? Who was it they played? Ole Miss.
Was it?
Yeah.
That
was their other loss. I mean, Ole Miss and Army. So,
playing well.
And it's first year for him. Coach of the year, man. So
how about Kansas State, TCU?
And so much riding on it for TCU, man.
Can they beat them twice?
They can.
I'm going to go Kansas State. Upset. Big 12 title game's weird, man.
They always are.
It is weird.
Always are.
Georgia, no problem with LSU, right?
Kansas State, going back real quick, Kansas State lost their opportunity to play for a championship because they went to the daggum Big 12 and lost.
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. That's right. LSU, not gonna. it's nuts.
Can your boy Gus Malzahn upset Tulane?
Don't know what kind of game you're gonna get from 1 week to the next. You may get the one that coaches against Navy. May get the one that coaches against
South Florida.
That's
Who
it.
knows? Yeah. We got to go. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. He's Brett. I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.